Hey everybody, welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're going to make chicken cacciatore. This was something that my grandma made when I was younger. She made it for me and my grandpa quite often. I remember it being pretty good, I want to give it a shot. The recipe seems fairly easy. There's a recipe in the book, and there was also a separate card that had a recipe for chicken cacciatore on it. That was actually marking the page for chicken cacciatore. The recipes vary a little bit. I think one wanted wine, and then this one does not involve wine. I opted for the one that was actually in the book because it's a part of the book, so we're gonna go with that. It is a fairly simple recipe, almost like the minestrone, not a whole lot going in it, but it does simmer for a good while. I'm hoping it's what I remember it, so fingers crossed. Let's get started with what's going on in the recipe. So first, it starts off with 2.5 pounds of fryer chicken, a fryer chicken. It wanted me to get a tiny little chicken and cut it up and use those pieces. I opted for chicken thighs with the bone in, which is 2.5 pounds of chicken thighs. It was making my life a little bit easier. This video could have been a lot funnier had I actually bought a whole little mini chicken, but I wasn't trying to break that down. So next you have an onion, chopped or sliced. I went with sliced. Next is garlic. The recipe calls for 2 garlic cloves, but I measured with my heart and went with 4 because I wanted to and I like garlic. Put as much or as little in as you want. And then we have 1 6-ounce can of tomato paste, 1 15-ounce can of tomato sauce, which is about 2 cups. And then there is 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. I actually made that 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning because I wanted a little bit extra, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper. I've already seasoned the chicken with salt and black pepper on both sides. I have oil heating up in my Dutch oven. I'm kind of testing with my hand to see how hot it is down bottom before I put my chicken in and let it start frying. We're gonna fry it for a few minutes on each side just to get a nice crust on the outside of it. It'll continue cooking in the sauce as it simmers. It'll continue cooking as it simmers. That's what it's gonna do. Another way to test, this is oil, so it's a little bit dangerous. You take a tiny bit of water and you splash it into the oil, a little bit, like the tiniest drops, and you'll hear it sizzle. If it sizzles, then it's ready to go. This is not sizzling. My oil's not hot enough yet. Obviously, you can just get a thermometer and do it that way. So my oil's hot. We've got a little bit of a sizzle going with some water. I'm gonna put my chicken thighs in. I should be able to fit all 4 in here without it being overcrowded, maybe. I'm gonna let these brown up on both sides, a couple minutes on both sides, and then we'll come back. I'm gonna drain all that oil out of there, and then we'll put in the rest of our ingredients, and we'll let it simmer, okay? Be back soon. So I've finished browning our chicken. Now that the chicken is browned, we're going to add the remaining ingredients back into the pot, and then add the chicken back in, and then bring it to a boil, turn it down to low, let it simmer for 45 to 50 minutes with the lid on. So let's put the rest of the stuff in the pot. I would like to saute the onions to get some brown on them, but the recipe doesn't call for that. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna add all the stuff. So first, our 15-ounce can of tomato sauce, our unsauteed onions. I don't love that. The 6-ounce can of tomato paste, our garlic cloves, and then our seasonings, which is the Italian seasoning, salt, and black pepper. I'm gonna give everything a quick stir, just to get everything well incorporated. There's not a lot of liquid in here though. I don't know, man. Is this still hot? Yeah, let's not grab that. Let's get my mittens. All right, so show you. That's what it looks like. There's not a whole lot in there. Let's add our chicken back into it and do what it tells me to do. So chicken's gonna go back in. I'm gonna find nice little comfy spots for it. 4 nice comfortable spots for our chicken. That is what it looks like with the chicken in there. Not a lot of liquid, but I gotta simmer with the lid on, which is gonna create steam, which is gonna create liquid. Science. I turned it up to medium. I'm gonna watch the sauce. Once it starts to bubble, I'm going to turn it to low, put the lid on it, cover it, let it sit, simmer in its sauces for 45 minutes, and then I'll come back, check on everything, and then we'll give it a taste. See if it's just like I remember it, or if it's nothing like I remember it. I might hate it. All right, it's starting to pop at me already, actually. So I'm gonna turn this down to low, put my nice tight lid on there, and let her rest. So we'll be back soon. See you in a little bit. The chicken is finished simmering. I have plated one of the chicken thighs for myself. That is what it looks like. Fancy, fancy. It smells good. Definitely make sure you stir, even though the recipe here just says to simmer for 45 to 50 minutes. Sometimes I think I go so blindly into these recipes that I like forget like training. Like a sauce, you definitely need to stir it because it's gonna burn on the bottom. And for the first like 15 minutes, I didn't even touch it. And it was simmering, and then I was like, I should probably check this. The chicken didn't burn, but the sauce definitely did on the bottom of the pan a little bit. So if you're gonna make this, make sure you mix it up a little bit. You know, make sure you keep stirring the sauce every so often. I don't know. I added a little bit of water too, because I was like not trusting that. It looks great. Smells great. Looks great. Smells great. We're gonna give it a taste. Ooh, kind of falls off there. Yeah, that's nice. A little bit of that sauce. You can definitely eat this over pasta. There's not a whole lot of sauce, so I think we're gonna do it over rice, but I'm gonna show you what the bite looks like. So you can see chicken's cooked all the way through. Taste test initiated. This turned out just like I remember it. The sauce is on point. It's just really flavorful. The chicken is moist. It's delicious. I haven't had it in what feels like a lifetime, but it's still just as good as I remember it. The only thing that I did wrong was I think I added too much salt to my actual chicken when I was seasoning my chicken, because it's a touch bit salty. I like salt, so I still think it's great. Other than that, you know, delicious. It's on point. Chicken cacciatore, it's super simple recipe. You were here for the whole thing. You know that not a whole lot went into that, but I think it was great. So definitely this will be something that we make again, and I hope that you decide to use this recipe for your family if you ever decide to make chicken cacciatore. Let's look into what we're gonna get into next time. Come here, book. Going back to the sweets because I am a sucker for punishment. I guess. In my last video, I had a moment where I was talking about the ginger creams, and it made me think about carrot cake. And in my blooper reel, I went, oh, I like carrot cake. Just because I thought about carrot cake, and I do like carrot cake. And I found a carrot cake recipe that is actually the book. This page was marked off in the book. So I was like, you know what? Let's go with carrot cake. So next time we're going to make carrot cake. I like carrot cake. So let me show you the recipe. I don't have a specific memory with carrot cake. Unlike the chicken cacciatore, you know, I remember sitting around the table and eating this with my grandma and my pop-up. The carrot cake, I don't necessarily remember having ever had it with them or with her, but it was definitely marked off. So a lot of times in the book, it could be marked off because it was something that she wanted to make, something that my pop-up wanted to make, but maybe they never got a chance to make. So I think this one is one of those. So this time we're going to give one of these a go and, you know, see how it turns out. Most of the recipes in this book have turned out fairly well so far. So yeah, next time we'll do carrot cake. So I hope you had a great time this time. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you come back next time. If you liked what you saw today, please like and subscribe and come and see me next time. Okay? I'll see you later. Bye.